So you want to know more about the Calibrator profile? Well, the Calibrator brings this razor-sharp focus on the detail. They bring it back, they cut through the noise and bring it back to that data factual basis. And it's one of the things that I love about calibrators, because through doing that, they help you to build and sharpen the sword of your business and the systems that make it successful. So the Calibrator profile is a combination of the tempering energy, which is that data analytical energy, and the activating energy, which is that energy of sparking things and getting them going and getting them driven. And the Calibrator coming together on that northwest side brings together those two energies into this combination of data and fact and analysis, but also driving and bringing new together. It's this combination of energies that gives the Calibrator that focus on the fine-tuning of instruments, the fine-tuning of the instruments in your business and indeed in your team. You'll spot a calibrator, therefore, taking things apart, trying to understand what's going on, asking that how does this work question all of the time about everything. If you want to think a little bit more metaphorically, you'll find the calibrator in a science lab with a whole lot of things bubbling away, or on the building site with a spirit level, walking around, making sure everything is perfect. That's the sort of place that you'll find the calibrator. In my experience, you'll find the calibrator where there's an opportunity to put a system around the unusual or achieving something that hasn't been done. When you give a calibrator a system or a group of activities or a way of doing things, and you say to them, fine-tune this, make this better, make this more efficient, create a system that we can follow, you really unleash the skill and ability of a calibrator. And when you give them that opportunity to both achieve something but have certainty, you provide a foundation on which a calibrator will really open up and fulfill their largest potential. So I've worked with calibrators over a number of years, and indeed my co-founder of the Contribution Compass is a calibrator. Calibrators have this talent, this energy, this drive to understand everything, to understand how it works, to understand what's going on. And it's this energy that I suppose drives the value contribution that they make into a team and into an organization. Calibrators have this natural talent for systems thinking and for organizational design. They're able to look at something and put a structure around it, to put thinking and system and process in a way that makes sense to you and I, but we would have not thought of in the first place. And with that comes this drive that calibrators have for continuous improvement. They're always looking at how can this be improved? What is it that we can do to make this better, make this bigger, make this more efficient? The flip side to this is that a calibrator can get overly attached to perfection. They can be so focused on finding perfection that they lose the fact or the value that what it is that they're doing needs to be commercially viable. And a calibrator needs to make sure that they balance making the system work with the outcomes that the business, the organization, or indeed the team are trying to achieve. If you're a calibrator, you might also find that this focus on continuous improvement, this focus on perfection, blinds you to what it is that needs to be achieved. Indeed, calibrators can often think that the only way to solve a problem is through a system of process and procedure, as opposed to the people element. And it's really important as a calibrator to remember that the people element is an important part of any effective system. Any system that truly delivers will at some stage, in some way, have to engage with people. Ultimately, calibrators have this ability to take everything that's been learned and embed it in a system that can become the foundation of the growth of your team, of the business, or of the journey that you're going on. Business success, scaling up, requires a system that can be leveraged and utilized in order for you to truly succeed. And you've got to make sure that as a calibrator, you're creating that system. And if you employ calibrators, you've got to make sure that you identify their skill and their ability and enable the system that they create to be utilized in order for you to get that scale up and that growth that you so desire. My advice to you is to make sure you understand how you add value through systematizing, through creating the process and the procedures that the business can utilize to grow and develop, whether that be the system or organizational thinking and design or systems thinking. What is it that you are an expert in and that you can use your skill and ability to support the business? If you employ calibrators, make sure you give them the opportunity to demonstrate this skill and listen and engage them when they're telling you about the ways you need to change in order to create value. But make sure you help them understand when they're going off track and losing sight of the human element. If you want to understand more about how calibrators can create value and more financial return, then watch the video series on that subject. Whatever your next step is in this process, make sure that you enjoy your journey with the Contribution Compass.